Hi, this video contains a beginner's tutorial for Guns of Glory. Guns of Glory is a massive massive multiplayer online strategy game. For people who are familiar with this type of games, maybe you have already played or heard of King of Avalon, which was earlier released by the same producer, FunPlus, and this game is very similar to that. I think they're using the same game engine. It's only the front end that is different. This game is taking place what looks like a fictitious version of the 19th century. So you work with armies such as musketeers, and there is an airship that is used as well. So for this type of game, the idea is that you have to build a lot of things. You have to build your account. You have to build and upgrade buildings. You have to do research, and eventually you have to collaborate together with your alliance and beat other alliances. And at a later stage in the game, probably also fight against other kingdoms. Since this game is quite new, I don't think that option is opened yet, at least not in the new kingdom that I started in. So let's first, with this kind of game, what you see now is the game just after the tutorial. When you start a new game, you get a tutorial. Always good to pay attention to that to get a bit of an idea how things work. Once you have started the game, probably the best thing to do first, at least that's always what I like to do, is to bind the account. And that you can do in this settings and go to the account. And then you have the option to go to account management and bind your account. I'm not going to do that now. But here you can bind it. I'm doing it on playing it on an iPad. I can bind it to Facebook and to the Game Center. Probably on other platforms you may have some other options as well. But by doing this, you make sure that your game data doesn't get lost, which is very important. So in case something happens to your device, you can still recover your game data later. Important if you are going to spend money on this game, but also if you're just going to spend a lot of time on building an account, you don't want to lose the account either. So once you've done that, as a next step, it's probably good to rename your account. By default, you have a name player with some random numerical characters behind it, and it's good to give it your own name. Let's give it a bit of a variation of the name I'm normally using, because I already have an account in this kingdom. So this is very important if you want to join an alliance, and that's going to be our next step. They in generally don't like people with players. You want to with just name as player. You want to be able to identify and communicate with people easier. So that's why we have changed our name. Now we're going to look at alliances. There are a lot of reasons why it is good to join an alliance. This 200 gold that you get is the least of them. For one, there's kind of a social aspect that many people like. You can chat with people, which is it gives a nice extra dimension to the game. You're really playing it together, give each other tips and such. For that, there are also a lot of practical ways. If you join an alliance, you can help each other. Later, you will see a lot of timers for making your buildings, upgrading your buildings, and research and you can help each other by reducing some time of those timers. If people buy a package in an alliance, the more expensive packages, then everybody gets a gift. It's also nice. You can work with your alliance together on building alliance buildings, which everyone can benefit from. There are other ways of helping each other, like if you are attacked, you can others can reinforce you. For other people from your alliance, you can rally people together. You can collaborate on events together. So there are many things to do. So it's really advisable to join an alliance. Let's see if I can. If I don't see any free alliances yet. Sometimes alliances are free to open. Here I will just try to apply to an alliance. I don't put too much attention to that now, but yeah, try to read a bit up on what the alliance is all about, and yeah, then join an alliance or apply for an alliance. Sometimes there are free alliances that you can join. I've been rejected here, which is not so strange, but normally it should be quite easy to find an alliance. So once you've found an alliance, you can use a teleport, alliance teleport, to get close to the rest of the alliance, which they often refer to as the hive. So that's always good to do, because that the alliance expects that of you, but it also so this is the beginner's teleport. Oh, sorry, that's the beginner's teleport that you can use. I'm not sure. I think when you join an alliance, you get an alliance teleport. So that's good to do, to get together, because then you can really work together. And as I said, the alliance leaders probably expect that of you as well. So once you have settled in an alliance, you can start building your account. The central building in your account is your castle, and it's probably, especially in the beginning, good to try to upgrade that as fast as possible and follow with the other buildings. So each castle level has requirements, has other requirements to be able to upgrade. Often you need to upgrade the wall first, or always you have to upgrade the wall first, and often one other building as well. So work on this as fast as possible, especially in the beginning, maybe until level 14 or something, because it has a benefit to upgrade faster, that you will see. And one of the main benefits is that at the higher castle level, different buildings will be unlocked. I think at level 10 probably you have unlocked everything. One of them is a very important building, is the academy, which is unlocked at castle 4, and the academy allows you to do research. Once you can do that, once you have unlocked the academy, build it, upgrade it, and keep doing research in the academy as well. That will also help grow your account further. Another something that you need to do a lot is training troops. So initially we have our barracks. Later you can build stables and an artillery foundry and a shooting range as well. And then, so you have 4 different type of troops, and you should basically try to, especially in the beginning, try to train as much of each type as you can. So kind of keep on training. So those 4 buildings influence the type of troops that you can train, and the higher the level, the higher the tier of the troops that you can train. And there will be another building, the military tents. I will just build one, but those influence the amount of troops that you can train at the same time, and the speed of the troops. So it's, I would say, build at least 3 probably in the beginning. You can better build 4, 5, or maybe even more, so that you have, you can train a lot of troops at the same time, so that you don't have to check into the game each time. So build those and upgrade those. So the next one was when you begin, it's probably the timers go by very fast, and as you saw, for example, when I upgrade, actually if it is within 5 minutes, and it later increase if you have higher VIP level active, but you can do complete it for free. And if you have later in an alliance and some people can help you, that will be very beneficial as well. So then things can go quite fast, but before you know it, you will run into a very long timer. So the question is, are you going to speed up those timers with the gold and the speed ups that you have, or not? I'm in general not in favor of just using up my speed ups and gold. I want to get something back something back for it. So I'm normally going to look at, is there a special event active that is going to give me something for doing my upgrades, or can I, for example, if I quickly finish some building, can I then start a next castle upgrade before I go to sleep, for example. So I try to look at that and not just blindly use up all my gold and speed ups, because I feel it will hamper me later on. But it's that's more of a kind of a tactical question. So you should just think about it and do what suits you best. So when you are developing your account, one of the things I'm clicking on this icon at the left top. That's also where I went for the settings earlier. At the left bottom, I'm not going there. I'm going now to the more info button at the right. And just to give an idea of the power and the breakdown of the power. So a lot of, although power doesn't directly say how strong an account is, it is quite a reasonable reflection of the strength of an account. And people expect, if you join an alliance, people expect you to keep increasing your power, and that's good to do anyway. So power can be broken down in 7 different categories. You have your lord, your airship that we will look at later, the troop power, building power, research power, trap power, and equipment power. So lord and airship is from leveling up those two. Troop power is training troops, building power is upgrading your buildings, research power is doing research, trap power is building traps, and equipment power is the equipment of your lord. So keep increasing all of those categories in this game. Building power is relatively a large amount, troop power as well, but that's the case in most of these type of games. But keep working on those, try to keep all those categories going so that you develop your power. It will help you defend yourself, but also get into bigger alliances if you want that. So looking at your lord, you have some, if you level up your lords with you do get the experience in all different kind of ways. You will level them up, you will get talent points, and if you get talent points, you can assign them in these trees. There are 3 different trees. Personally, I'm a big fan of the economy tree because that helps me grow my account further. There are some construction and research speed boosts, which are relatively important, but there are also production and gathering boost for the various resources, which I feel are very important for the growth. So I keep doing those. Others might focus on war because they want to start warmongering from the beginning. But yeah, that's it's a choice. I prefer to focus on growth initially. So one other item that we saw is the airship, which can also give you some extra boost. This is also something you level up, and you get the experience for that by all kind of different activities that you do. Currently, because I just started this account, it's not available yet. That takes 1 hour from the start. As you level it up, more abilities become available that you can upgrade and assign to your airship. And the higher the level is, the more slots become available for assigning these. You have to pay attention to this, and make sure that in each category you have some nice upgraded airship abilities active. That's it for the airship. What I want to look now at is gathering resources. You can produce resources, well, I will briefly look at later, but gathering resources is in the end going to give you most of your resources. So on the kingdom map, which I went through by clicking on the button at the right bottom, you can send troops to do gathering. So you just select, in this case, a farm. Let's see if I can also here is a lumber yard. So there you can go for wood. I'm now going for food. So it's important to keep that going. Normally, before you go offline, typically you also always send out your troops to do some gathering of resources. You have to keep collecting those resources. So initially you have food and wood as the only resources. When your castle reaches level 10, then you also get iron, and when you reach level 15, you also get silver. So you have all kind of buildings inside your city walls. I've mentioned a few. Just build everything you can as it gets unlocked. Outside the city walls, you have your farm and lumber yards, and later iron mines and silver mines, and you also have your military tents and hospitals. So focus, you should focus on all having kind of a mix. Hospitals are important because if your city gets attacked, enough hospital capacity, make sure that your troops don't die but get wounded instead. Having enough farms and lumber yards, make sure you produce some food and wood as well, which really helps. Although, as I mentioned, gathering will in the end take care of most of your resource income. There are certain areas that you can unlock. This area you can already unlock from the start, but there are other areas here at castle level 5 and here at castle level 10 and here at castle level 15. Those can be unlocked, and once you have, in addition to all those, there are advanced rural plots that can be unlocked as well. But these are very expensive to unlock. The master axes are not so easy to come by, only by purchasing accounts and by winning some events. And the 100 you probably can still manage without paying if you don't want to pay. But to get further, it's not that only unlocks one plot, and additional plots become a lot more expensive. I believe the next one is already 500. Okay. Then we go back to the kingdom map. So the next thing that you might want to do is attack. First, you could consider attacking some of the beasts, as they are called here. So you have your infected peasants as the lowest level of beast. The thing is, you need to first kill a level 1 beast before you can start attacking a level 2 beast, and so on, and this way work your way up to the higher level beasts. So you have a stamina bar here that you have 100 points, the green bar. Every level beast between 1 and 9 costs you 5 stamina, which will regenerate. And after that, from level 10 to 15, I think it is 10, and then 15 to, so it's 10 to 14, it is 10, 15 to 19, it is 15, and 20 and above, it is 20 stamina. So normally you want to keep use up your stamina, and you get some resources for it, you get some other goodies for it. So it is very good to use up your stamina either on slaying these beasts, or if you're in an alliance, you can also together rally the Red Guard camps, which will also give you a lot of benefits as well. So use up your stamina in either of these ways before you go out gathering. That is my advice on that. One thing that I haven't mentioned explicitly is the daily reward. So each day you can get goodies for doing daily rewards. And actually a lot of these things you will do anyway, and it's good to pay attention to this. I'm going to make a separate video on this, but just look at it. Most of the things are quite easy. So have a look at it, claim your prizes, and have each day this focus. It will give you quite some extra resources, very useful in the beginning, and also some other goodies. So put some focus on that as well. So last thing that I want to address is attacking other players. I'm in no position for that yet. I just started, but just some considerations. So you can, you should be able to find some other players on the map by just looking around, and then you can send a scout to the other player and get a report of how strong they are. And yeah, if you scout other players and you feel like, well, their troops and traps are really a lot weaker than you, do a solo attack if you want. If you feel that it's a close call, don't attack, don't do a solo attack, but rally with your alliance mates instead. There is a certain risk in attacking, so if you are just a little bit stronger, the troops of you that are killed off in the battle really die, but the defending party, the troops that person loses, end up in the hospital, and healing troops in hospital is a lot cheaper and faster than rebuilding them. So the defender definitely has some advantage. So pay attention to that, and only solo attack players if they are really a lot weaker than you are, otherwise just rally. Okay, that was it for the beginner's guide. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions or any other tips that you would like to share, please do so in the comment section.